Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into 3D Systems' latest proxy statement, and let me tell you, it's like trying to assemble a 3D printer without the instructions. Lots of weird parts we'll try to understand. We'll unravel the details from director elections to executive pay, and even peek at what's going on with their auditors. Are things printing smoothly for this pioneer of 3D printing? Or are there some cracks in the foundation? Let's find out. First off, this is a definitive proxy statement, meaning they are sending it to get your votes on important decisions. Let's get into some important points. 3D Systems makes a bold statement claiming they are transforming manufacturing for a better future. Over the past few quarters, they've faced challenges with customers being hesitant to spend money. This slowed down sales of their hardware, basically their printers. But people are still using their existing printers, buying materials, and finding it useful. That part is a good sign. Over the last year, the company focused on driving innovation, performance, and reliability. They released new printers, materials, and software, but they're still working on becoming profitable. To achieve this, they're bringing manufacturing in-house, shrinking their office spaces, and cutting costs, mainly in administrative areas. The idea is to save money while continuing to invest in research and development. Also, they divided the company into invest in research and development. Also, they divided the company into invest in research and development. Also, they divided the company into invest in research and development. Also, they divided the company into two groups, healthcare and industrial, to allow for targeted strategies. Okay, so what are the big decisions for stockholders at the annual meeting? Number one is electing 9 directors to the board. Then there's an advisory vote on executive compensation or how much the top bosses get paid. Finally, they want stockholders to approve their choice of Deloitte & Touche L as their accounting firm for the year. Let's jump into those director nominations. Each director, if elected, will serve for a 1-year term. Our votes matter. If a director doesn't get enough votes, they have to offer to resign. Then the board decides whether to accept that resignation or not. Pretty straightforward. The company's board consists of 9 nominees, people from various backgrounds who are deemed qualified to serve as directors. The board's nominating committee believes each person has great qualities. For example, Melissa Clinton has strong experience in compliance matters and aerospace. Claudia Drayton has strong experience in compliance matters and aerospace. Claudia Drayton has aspiration as extensive in expertise. Dr. Jeffrey Graves has extensive executive management and operational experience, particularly in the healthcare industry. Dr. Jeffrey Graves has extensive executive management and operational experience. Dim Kavai has wide experience in operations, finance, and executive management, and as the vice chairman of a major stockholder brings perspective on strategy and growth for the benefit of our stockholders. Visant Padmanabhan has specialized expertise in the healthcare industry, new product development and business development. John Tracy has strong leadership experience in the healthcare industry. Dr. Jeffrey Graves has extensive executive management and as the vice chairman of a major stockholder brings perspective on strategy and growth for the benefit of our stockholders. The company wants a diverse board with the right mix of skills. They provided a skills matrix that shows each director's capabilities. Some key skills are senior leadership, industry and applications experience, financial expertise, product development and operations and manufacturing. The board also considers diversity characteristics and diversity of experience in its nomination decisions. During the past year, the board of directors held 5 meetings. The board holds executive sessions where only non-employee directors attend to provide unbiased oversight. The company also has a director emeritus program to get advice from past directors. It's basically a way to keep experienced folks involved even after they retire from the board. The company has a policy to avoid related party transactions, that is, deals with people connected to the company. One related party transaction was approved. The board approved a film financing agreement between the company and Chuck Hull Legacy Media Corp, a film production company co-owned by Charles W. Hull, the company's director emeritus. Basically, the company invested $1 million in a documentary film about him in exchange for a 22% share of the film's profits. The company has a sustainability program that focuses on 4 areas: empowering innovation, evolving the future of manufacturing, advancing customer solutions, and upholding responsible business practices. The goal is to reduce climate change effects and promote social responsibility. The board has several committees including audit, compensation, compliance, corporate governance, and sustainability and technology applications. They have different responsibilities such as overlooking financial statements, compensations, and so on. The audit committee makes sure the books are correct, the compensation committee handles executive pay, and so on. Time to talk about how much the non-employee directors get paid. In 2024, the directors earned between $69,905 to $385,000. Most of it came from stock awards, but they also get cash for attending meetings. Directors can defer their fees and take it later through the 3D Systems Corporation Non-Implanete Director Deferral Plan. Alright, who owns the company? As of March, BlackRock owns about 7.7% of the stock, and the Vanguard Group owns about 5.5%. Then you have the company's CEO and other directors owning smaller chunks. There are some legal things around reporting their stock changes, but it seems everything went well. Now for the meat of the matter, what about executive compensation? The company wants your thumbs up on how they paid the top execs in 2024. The vote is advisory, meaning it's just a suggestion. However, they'll take it into account when making future pay decisions. They use a mix of strategies including good pay, independent review, limited payouts. The compensation committee makes sure the pay is fair and in line with the company's goals. The company also has stock ownership guidelines, that is, rules about how much stock the executives should own in the company. This is designed to line up their interests with the interests of stockholders. The executives also don't get perks like big pensions or tax benefits. The company wants to pay executives based on the performance. In 2024, base salaries were maintained except for the company's EVP, Reggie Puthenvedel, who received a merit increase from $100,000 in March 2024. Ms. Nordstrom, whose salary increase in June 2024 from $400,000 to $500,000. The company $5,000 to $500,000, and then effective June 2024 from $500,000 to $500,000. The company $5,000. The company $5,000, the company $5,000 to $400,000 to $475,000. And then effective June 2024 from $500,000 to $500,000, and then effective June 2024 from $500,000 to $500,000 to $500,000 to $500,000, and then effective June 2024 from $500,000 to $500,000 to $500,000 to $525,000. The company no bonuses were awarded because the company's performance didn't hit the target. The company failed to hit 2024 targets for revenue and adjusted EBITDA, so they did not hand out any annual bonuses. Long-term incentives consist of stock awards and performance share unit awards. The company hired Meridian Compensation Partners to help them figure out how much to pay the executives. Meridian doesn't do any other work for the company, so there's no conflict of interest. They look at what similar companies are paying their executives. They have a lot of rules about what kind of companies they use to compare what they should be paying their executives. But at the end, the goal is to figure out the best amount that brings real success to the company. And ultimately, they compare the compensation to companies like One, Deliver, Nova, Mercury Systems, Rogers, ASCO Technologies, Varex Imaging, and others. They approved a long-term incentive program for executives as well, where compensation is tied to stock to ensure the executives and the company stockholders have aligned incentives for the long term. Among the company's top executives and board, Dr. Jeffrey Grades owns the most shares at 1,073,000, followed by Kevin Moore, who owns 1,661,241. It looks like all executive officers, directors, and 10% beneficial owners filed the reports required by Section 16 and of the Exchange Act for the year ended December 31, 2024. Deloitte and Toussel is being proposed as the independent registered public accounting firm to examine and report on 3D Systems financial statements. The company wants your vote on this decision. Previously, they have worked with BDO USA. That's it. We made it to the end of the report. So what's the big picture here? From the report, 3D Systems is going through a period of transition. Their core business is being challenged by economic uncertainty, but they're working to cut costs and focus on long-term growth areas like healthcare and industrial applications. It seems that the company's numbers have been down recently, but with their strategy, there is good opportunity for growth in the future. The executive pay is very reasonable. The biggest risks involve turning around losses, integrating the two business segments, and maintaining the company's good standing within regulations. The change in auditors is also a noteworthy event, so be sure to review the reasons given for that change. Overall, the company is in an interesting position, but it is working to improve its performance and value tech. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, like, and comment.